The void awakens. The quantum radar's ping echoed through the bridge of the UES Phoenix, a sound that Captain Sarah Chen had heard countless times during her 15 years in Earth's Space Force. But this ping was different. It carried a signature unlike anything human technology had ever recorded. Contact bearing 035, range 50,000 kilometers, announced Lieutenant Maya Patel, her fingers dancing across the holographic sensor display. Sir, these readings, they're off the charts. Sarah leaned forward in her command chair, her dark eyes fixed on the main viewport. The Phoenix, humanity's most advanced warship, had been patrolling the outer reaches of the Kuiper Belt when they detected the anomaly. Classification: unknown. Captain, Maya responded, her voice tight with tension. But it's big, at least 3 times our size, and the energy readings suggest technology far beyond our current understanding. The bridge fell silent as the implications sank in. After centuries of searching the stars, humanity had finally found proof of intelligent alien life. Sarah felt the weight of history pressing down on her shoulders. Her next decisions would shape humanity's first contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. Open all frequencies, Sarah ordered, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. And get me fleet command. Before communications could comply, the alien vessel made first move. A burst of energy washed over the Phoenix, temporarily disrupting their systems. As screens flickered back to life, a face appeared on the main display. If you could call it a face. The being had crystalline features that seemed to shift and flow like liquid metal, with multiple sets of glowing purple eyes arranged in a geometric pattern. Greetings, primitive vessel. The alien spoke in perfect English, its voice resonating with an artificial harmonic. I am Overseer Xaltherin of the Nexari Collective. Your presence in this sector has been noted. Sarah straightened in her chair, years of diplomatic training kicking in. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the United Earthship Phoenix. We come in peace and seek peaceful dialogue with your people. A sound like crystalline chimes filled the bridge. Laughter, Sarah realized. Peace, dialogue. How quaint. Your vessel's capabilities have already been analyzed. Your technology is centuries behind ours. What could you possibly offer the Nexari Collective? Knowledge, culture, understanding. Sarah replied firmly. Every civilization has something unique to contribute. Perhaps Xaltherin's features rippled with what might have been amusement, but the collective requires more. Tangible contributions. Your solar system contains resources we desire. You will submit to Nexari authority and facilitate our harvesting operations. Sarah's jaw tightened. This system is under Earth's protection. We won't submit to any demands made under threat. Protection. More crystalline laughter. Your vessel's maximum velocity is barely 0.01 light speed. Your weapons are based on primitive kinetic principles. Your shields wouldn't withstand even our lowest-powered weapons. What protection could you possibly offer? As if to demonstrate, a beam of purple energy lashed out from the Nexari ship, grazing the Phoenix's port side. Alarms blared as systems reported minor damage. That was merely a demonstration, Xaltherin said. You have 24 of your Earth hours to communicate our terms to your leaders and begin evacuation of your outer system facilities. The Nexari Collective claims this territory now. The transmission cut off abruptly, leaving the bridge in tense silence. Sarah's mind raced with possibilities, each more desperate than the last. The Nexari ship was technologically superior in every way, except one. Dr. Zhang, Sarah called to her chief scientist, is the Q core ready? Dr. Zhang looked up from his station, eyes wide. The quantum propulsion core. But Captain, it's only a prototype. We haven't even completed the full testing sequence. And now we're out of time, Sarah replied. The Nexari analyzed our conventional systems, but they don't know about the Q core. It's our only advantage. For the past 5 years, humanity had been secretly developing quantum propulsion technology. The Phoenix was the first ship equipped with a prototype capable of manipulating space-time itself. It was dangerous, experimental, and exactly what they needed. All hands, battle stations, Sarah commanded, her voice carrying through the ship. Maya, plot and intercept course. Dr. Zhang, begin Q-core initialization sequence. Engineering, divert all non-essential power to shields. As her crew rushed to comply, Sarah sent a priority message to Fleet Command, knowing it would take hours to reach Earth. Whatever happened next, humanity's first contact with alien life had turned into a trial by fire. The Phoenix might be humanity's only ship in range, but Sarah was determined to prove that humanity wouldn't bow to threats, no matter how technologically advanced their opponent might be. The next 24 hours would determine not just the fate of her ship and crew, but potentially the future of human civilization itself. As the Phoenix moved into position, Sarah allowed herself a grim smile. The Nexari had dismissed humanity as primitive, but they were about to learn a crucial lesson. Never underestimate a species that had survived and thrived against all odds on a planet that had tried to kill them countless times. Weapons, ready all systems, Sarah ordered. Let's show our friends what this primitive vessel can really do. The Phoenix Protocol. The 20-hour countdown ticked relentlessly forward as Captain Sarah Chen and her crew prepared for what could be humanity's first interstellar war. In the Phoenix's engine room, Dr. Zhang worked feverishly to stabilize the experimental key core, its quantum matrices pulsing with an otherworldly blue glow. Captain, key core initialization at 70%. Dr. Zhang reported over the comm. But I'm detecting fluctuations in the containment field. If we push it too hard, we risk a cascade failure. Sarah studied the tactical display where the Nexari vessel hung in space like a crystalline dagger. They had maintained their position, apparently confident in their superiority. How long can we sustain quantum operations? 3 minutes at full power. Maybe 5 if we're lucky. After that, the core will need at least an hour to cool down and reset. Then we'll make those minutes count, Sarah replied. She opened a ship-wide channel. All hands, this is the captain. What we're about to attempt has never been done before. The key core technology is experimental, dangerous, and our only chance against an enemy that outguns us in every conventional way. Whatever happens next, know that each of you was chosen for this crew because you're the best humanity has to offer. Trust your training. Trust each other. Lieutenant Patel's voice cut through the tension. Captain, the Nexari ship is hailing us. On screen. Zeltharin's crystalline features materialized, somehow managing to convey disdain despite their alien nature. Your time grows short, primitives. Have you come to accept the inevitability of Nexari dominion? Sarah stood from her command chair. Actually, we've come to show you something. Something about humanity you should understand. She nodded to Dr. Zhang's station. Initiate Phoenix Protocol. The Q-core's hum rose to a fever pitch as quantum fields wrapped around the ship. Space itself seemed to blur and twist as the Phoenix tapped into fundamental forces that the Nexari, for all their advanced technology, had never mastered. What is this? Zeltharin's confident tone wavered for the first time. Our sensors detect a spatial anomaly. The Phoenix vanished. Not through conventional faster-than-light travel or any known form of propulsion, but through quantum tunneling, briefly existing in multiple points in space simultaneously before resolving into a single location directly behind the Nexari vessel. Target their primary power conduits, Sarah ordered. Fire everything we've got. The Phoenix's railguns roared to life, launching projectiles accelerated to near-relativistic speeds by quantum fields. The Nexari shields, calibrated for energy weapons, struggled to repel the hybrid assault. Kinetic impactors enhanced by quantum manipulation tore through their defenses, leaving gaping wounds in their crystalline hull. Impossible. Zeltharin's image flickered as their ship shuddered under the impact. Your technology, you couldn't have. Here's another lesson about humanity. Sarah cut in. We don't just adapt. We innovate. We take risks. And we never, ever give up. The Phoenix blinked again, quantum fields folding space as it executed maneuvers that defied conventional physics. Each 3-second burst of key core power let them strike from impossible angles, never staying in one place long enough for the Nexari to bring their superior weapons to bear. But the strain was beginning to show. Warning lights flashed across engineering stations as the Q-Core's containment field fluctuated dangerously. "Captain," Dr. Zhang's voice was urgent. "Core temperature critical. We need to shut it down." Sarah gritted her teeth. They damaged the Nexari ship, but not enough to disable it. Once the Q-Core went offline, they'd be vulnerable again. She needed something decisive. "Maya, analyze their damage pattern. Find me a weakness." Lieutenant Patel's fingers flew across her console. "Their power grid is destabilized. If we could hit their main reactor with an electromagnetic pulse while their shields are compromised, we'd trigger a feedback loop," Dr. Zhang finished. "But Captain, generating an EMP burst that strong would require channeling power directly from the Q-Core. It could rupture the containment field." Sarah thought of Earth, of the billions of lives depending on them to prove humanity wouldn't bow to alien dominance. "Do it. Maya, plot us a course straight through their defense grid. We'll only get one shot at this." The Phoenix made its final quantum jump, materializing barely a kilometer from the Nexari vessel's reactor section. Alert klaxons screamed as the Q-Core redlined, channeling its reality-warping energy into the ship's electromagnetic weapons. "EMP away," Weapons Control reported. The pulse struck just as the Q-Core failed, its containment field collapsing as the Phoenix's systems went dark. But the gamble paid off. The electromagnetic burst, amplified by quantum fields, cascaded through the Nexari ship's power grid. Crystal-like sections of their hull began to crack and splinter as overloaded systems exploded. Emergency power kicked in on the Phoenix's bridge as Sarah watched the Nexari vessel drift, its once pristine form now scared and broken. "Open a channel." Alpharan appeared, their features distorted by static. This is not possible. You are primitives. Your technology is inferior." "No," Sarah corrected. "We're human, and you just learned what that really means. Return to your collective. Tell them this system is protected. Tell them humanity is not to be underestimated." The Nexari ship limped away, leaving the Phoenix victorious but heavily damaged. As repair crews worked to stabilize their systems, Sarah sent a message to Fleet Command. "First contact achieved. Be advised, we are not alone in the universe, and we are not helpless. Recommend immediate implementation of Phoenix Protocol across the fleet." The future of warfare has changed forever. In the ship's medical bay, treating crews for radiation exposure and quantum field effects, Dr. Zhang looked up as Sarah visited the wounded. "It worked, Captain. But the Nexari will be back, and next time they'll know about the Q-Core." Sarah nodded grimly. "Then we'll have something new waiting for them. That's what humans do. We adapt, we improve, and we never stop pushing the boundaries of what's possible." As the Phoenix began its long journey home, Sarah knew this was just the beginning. Humanity had proven itself against a superior foe, but the real challenges lay ahead. The galaxy had just become a much larger, more dangerous place. But perhaps that's exactly what humanity needed. A challenge worthy of their potential, a reason to unite and push beyond their limitations. The stars seemed different now, filled with both promise and threat. But Sarah Chen and her crew had shown that humanity was ready to take its place among them, ready to fight for their right to exist and explore and grow. The age of Earth's isolation was over. The era of human expansion had begun. Echo of resistance. 3 months after the Phoenix's encounter with the Nexari, Earth had transformed. The knowledge that humanity was not alone in the universe, and that their first contact had turned hostile, sparked an unprecedented era of innovation and unity. In a hardened facility beneath the Himalayas, Captain Sarah Chen stood before the newly formed Earth Defense Council, her dress uniform bearing the scars of recent combat. The holographic displays behind her showed the rapidly expanding Earth defense fleet, ships under construction incorporating lessons learned from the Phoenix's battle. The Nexeri underestimated us once, Sarah addressed the assembled leaders. They won't make that mistake again. Our latest intelligence suggests they're gathering a fleet at the edge of our solar system. This time, they'll come prepared for our quantum technology. Admiral Helena Rodriguez, the recently appointed commander of Earth's combined space forces, leaned forward. Then we'll show them something new. Dr. Zhang, brief them on Project Echo. Dr. Zhang, still bearing the signs of exhaustion from endless hours in the lab, stepped forward. The holographic display shifted to show a complex network of interconnected quantum matrices. The Nexeri's greatest advantage is their technological superiority. But during our battle with them, we discovered something extraordinary about their crystalline technology. The display zoomed in on a molecular analysis of recovered Nexeri debris. Their systems operate on principles of harmonic resonance. Their entire technology base is built around manipulating these harmonics at a quantum level. It's elegant, advanced, and vulnerable. Sarah picked up the thread. The Q-core was just the beginning. Project Echo takes the quantum field manipulation technology we developed and turns it against the Nexeri's own systems. We can create counter-resonance waves that disrupt their harmonic technology at a fundamental level. The room erupted in murmurs of excitement and concern. Defense Minister Chen Wei voiced what many were thinking. How soon can we implement this across the fleet? That's the challenge, Dr. Zhang admitted. The ecosystem requires precise calibration. One mistake, and the counter-resonance could affect our ships as well. We need more data on Nexeri harmonics to perfect it. Sarah squared her shoulders, which is why the Phoenix will lead a reconnaissance mission to the edge of the system. We'll gather the data we need and test the prototype ecosystem in actual combat conditions. Admiral Rodriguez studied the tactical displays. It's risky. The Nexeri will be expecting us to probe their positions. They'll have countermeasures for your Q-core tactics. Then we'll give them something unexpected, Sarah replied. She gestured to another display, showing a new ship configuration. The Phoenix has been refitted with experimental stealth systems based on quantum field manipulation. We can briefly phase slightly out of normal spacetime, becoming virtually undetectable. At what cost? Defense Minister Chen demanded. The energy requirements must be enormous. They are, Dr. Zhang confirmed. We can maintain the stealth field for only brief periods, and it puts immense strain on the ship's systems. But combined with our standard Q-core capabilities, it gives us a fighting chance. The council chambers fell silent as the implications sank in. They were about to commit Earth's most advanced ship to a dangerous mission, deep in enemy territory. If they failed, humanity would lose both the Phoenix and their best chance at developing a counter to Nexeri technology. Admiral Rodriguez stood. I don't like sending our people on suicide missions, Captain Chen. But humanity needs this intelligence. You have 72 hours to prepare your crew. Choose them carefully. Volunteers only. Sarah nodded grimly. With respect, Admiral, I already have my crew. The same people who faced down the Nexeri the first time. They've earned the right to see this through. As the council session ended, Sarah found herself in the facility's observation dome, staring up at the stars now hidden behind layers of hardened shielding. Dr. Zhang joined her, carrying datapads filled with ecosystem simulations. The crew's ready, he said quietly. But Sarah, the Nexeri won't just be waiting with warships. They'll have analyzed every second of our last encounter. They'll have countermeasures we haven't even thought of. Good, Sarah replied, surprising him. Because we've analyzed them too. And unlike them, we know something they'll never understand. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our ability to face impossible odds and find a way to win. She turned to face her old friend. The Nexeri think in absolutes. Superior technology equals victory. But humans, we've spent our entire history winning fights we were supposed to lose. It's not about having the best weapons. It's about having the courage to use whatever you have in ways your enemy never expects. The next day, as the Phoenix prepared for launch, Sarah addressed her crew one final time. What we're about to attempt goes beyond any normal military mission. We're not just gathering intelligence. We're proving that humanity deserves its place among the stars. The Nexeri think they can simply sweep us aside, claim our home as their territory. We're going to show them that humanity doesn't bow to threats. We adapt, we overcome, and we never, ever give up. As the Phoenix lifted off from its hidden base, cloaked in quantum fields that bent light and space around its hull, Sarah felt a fierce pride in her crew and her species. The Nexeri had awakened something in humanity, not just fear or determination, but a burning desire to prove themselves worthy of the cosmos. The next phase of the war was about to begin, and this time, humanity wouldn't just survive. They would show the galaxy that underestimating Earth was the last mistake any alien empire would ever make. Breaking point. The Phoenix materialized at the edge of the Kuiper Belt, its quantum stealth systems rendering it nearly invisible against the backdrop of space. Captain Sarah Chen watched the tactical display with practiced calm as data streamed in from their long-range sensors. What they saw confirmed their worst fears. The Nexeri had assembled a fleet of 30 ships, each one larger and more powerful than the vessel they'd encountered 3 months ago. But it was the massive structure at the center of their formation that drew everyone's attention. Energy readings are off the scale, Dr. Zhang reported, his voice tight. That central facility, it's some kind of harmonic amplifier. If my calculations are correct, they could use it to project their resonance technology across the entire solar system. Sarah's jaw tightened. They're not planning to conquer us. They're going to try to shut down every piece of technology we have, leave us helpless. Lieutenant Maya Patel's hands flew across her sensor console. Captain, ecosystem is online. We're collecting harmonic data, but she hesitated. There's something else. The patterns we're seeing, they're not just weapon signatures. It's almost like what, Lieutenant? Like they're trying to communicate. Not with us, but with something else. Something deeper in the system. Before Sarah could process this information, alarms blared across the bridge. Multiple quantum fluctuations. Maya announced. They've detected us. The Nexeri fleet erupted into action, ships moving with impossible grace as they deployed in an attack pattern. The Phoenix's stealth field collapsed under the strain of their scanning beams, leaving them exposed. Battle stations. Sarah ordered. Dr. Zhang, do we have enough harmonic data? 60% of what we need. But Captain, the ecosystem, it's showing patterns I never expected. These harmonics, they're not just technology. They're a blast of crystalline energy sliced through space where the Phoenix had been a moment before, only their emergency Q-core jumps saving them from destruction. Sarah had no time to consider Zhang's discovery as she fought to keep her ship alive against overwhelming odds. Multiple targets, locking on, Maya reported. They're using some kind of quantum prediction algorithm. They're anticipating our jump points. Sarah's mind raced. The Nexeri had indeed learned from their last encounter, but so had humanity. Dr. Zhang, route ecosystem power through the Q-core. Maya, plot us a course straight through their formation. Captain, that's suicide. Zhang protested. The interference between the systems could tear the ship apart. They've adapted to our tactics, our technology, Sarah replied. So we'll show them something completely new, something that goes against every rule of space combat. Maya, on my mark, take us in. The Phoenix's engines flared as they charged straight toward the heart of the Nexeri fleet. Enemy fire converged on their position, but Sarah had counted on that. The combined Echo and Q-core systems created a cascade of quantum effects, each jump becoming more unpredictable than the last. Shield failure imminent, engineering reported. Hull breaches on decks 3 through 5. But they were almost there. As they approached the massive harmonic amplifier, Dr. Zhang's eyes widened as new data flooded his screens. Captain, I understand now. The harmonics, they're not just a weapon. They're a key. The Phoenix shuddered as another blast struck home. Explain quickly, Doctor. The Nexari, their entire civilization is built on harmonic resonance. But these patterns, they're trying to access something. Some kind of ancient network, woven into the fabric of space itself. That's why they want our system. Sarah processed this revelation, even as she fought to keep her ship intact. Can we use the ecosystem to interfere with their connection? Yes, but Zhang's voice faltered. If we do, the feedback could affect every piece of Nexari technology in range. The destruction would be complete, Sarah finished. They had come looking for intelligence and found instead a way to potentially end the war. But the cost? How many Nexari are on those ships? Thousands, at least, Maya answered quietly. Sarah felt the weight of command pressed down on her shoulders. The Nexari were bent on conquering Earth, on subjugating humanity. She had the power to stop them, but at what cost to her own humanity? A direct hit rocked the Phoenix, sending sparks cascading across the bridge. Hull integrity critical. Engineering shouted. We can't take another hit like that. Sarah made her decision. Dr. Zhang, reconfigure the ecosystem. Target their harmonic frequencies, but she took a deep breath. Set it to disrupt their weapons and propulsion only. Leave their life support intact. Zhang worked frantically at his console. Captain, that level of precision, it's never been tested. We might not survive long enough to. We're human, Sarah cut him off. We don't just survive. We find a better way. Maya, get us as close to that amplifier as you can. We're going to show the Nexari that humanity's strength isn't in our capacity for destruction. It's in our capacity for choice. The Phoenix dove through a storm of crystalline fire, its systems screaming in protest as they pushed both Q-core and Echo technology beyond their designed limits. They had one chance to prove that humanity could face an existential threat without losing their essential humanity in the process. As they closed on their target, Sarah broadcast on all frequencies. Attention Nexari fleet. You came to our system believing us primitive, believing might makes right. We're about to show you a different kind of power, the power of restraint. The power of choosing a harder path because it's the right one. She nodded to Dr. Zhang. Now, Doctor, show them what humanity really stands for. The ecosystem activated, its carefully tuned harmonics reaching out to touch the very foundations of Nexari technology. What happened next would determine not just the fate of two civilizations, but the kind of species humanity would become as they took their place among the stars. Dawn of a new era. The ecosystem's harmonics rippled through space, invisible waves of quantum interference intersecting with the complex web of Nexari technology. For a moment that seemed to stretch into eternity, nothing happened. Then, like crystalline dominoes falling in zero gravity, the effects began to cascade through the alien fleet. Weapon systems went dark. Propulsion units sputtered and died. But true to Sarah's instructions, life support systems remained untouched. The massive harmonic amplifier at the center of the Nexari formation pulsed with chaotic energy as its carefully tuned frequencies were disrupted. It's working, Dr. Zhang reported, his voice filled with wonder. Their weapons and engines are offline, but their crews are safe. Captain, I'm detecting something else. The amplifier, it's beginning to resonate with the ecosystem in ways I never predicted. The main view screen filled with cascading patterns of light and energy as the quantum interference revealed something hidden in the very fabric of space. Ancient networks of energy, predating both human and Nexari civilization, became briefly visible. The Harmony Gates, a new voice spoke. Supreme Commander Zaltharan's image appeared on their screen, their crystalline features showing what might have been respect. You've found them. And more importantly, you've chosen not to destroy them. Sarah stood from her command chair, ignoring the sparks and smoke still filling the bridge. We came seeking knowledge, not destruction. Your technology, these harmonic patterns, they're meant to access something far older than either of our species, aren't they? The networks of the precursors, Xaltherin confirmed. Ancient paths through space and time, powered by harmonic resonance. We have spent millennia searching for them, believing our mastery of crystalline technology made us their rightful heirs. And yet, the alien commander's form shifted, reflecting complex emotions. You, a primitive species who barely understands quantum mechanics, did what we could not. Which was? Sarah asked, though she suspected she knew the answer. You found a way to interact with the harmonics without destroying them, without sacrificing others to achieve your goals. We thought our technological superiority gave us the right to claim these networks, to take whatever we needed by force. But perhaps we have been the primitive ones. The Phoenix's sensors showed the Nexeri fleet powering down weapons across all ships, a clear sign of surrender. But Xaltherin's next words surprised everyone. Captain Chen, I propose an alternative to this conflict. Your species has shown not only technological innovation, but wisdom we did not expect. The Harmony Gates were never meant to be controlled by one civilization alone. They were meant to connect, to unite. Dr. Zhang's console lit up with new data. Captain, they're transmitting their complete harmonic research database. Everything they know about the precursor networks. Sarah studied the alien commander carefully. Why share this with us now? Because you have proven yourselves worthy, Xaltherin replied. When faced with the choice between victory through destruction and victory through understanding, you chose the harder path. The path the precursors themselves would have chosen. The implications were staggering. Access to the Harmony Gates could revolutionize space travel, open up new realms of scientific understanding, and connect humanity to a galaxy-spanning network they never knew existed. But Sarah remained cautious. And the Nexeri Collective? What guarantee do we have that this isn't a ploy? Xaltherin's features rippled with what might have been amusement. You still hold the Echo technology, do you not? You have proven you can disable our fleet at will, yet chose to spare our lives. We would be fools to squander such mercy. The alien commander's tone became serious. Perhaps it is time for both our species to learn from each other. Your quantum innovations, combined with our harmonic technology, could unlock secrets neither of us could access alone. Over the next few hours, as repair crews worked to stabilize both human and Nexeri ships, the framework of a historic agreement took shape. The Nexeri would withdraw their military forces, but leave behind scientific advisors to help humanity understand the Harmony Gates. In return, humanity would share their quantum field research, leading to new developments that could benefit both species. 3 months later, Sarah stood in the observation dome of the newly constructed Harmony Research Station, watching as human and Nexeri scientists worked side by side to understand the ancient networks they had discovered. The Phoenix, now restored and upgraded with hybrid quantum harmonic technology, prepared for its first official mission through a Harmony Gate. It's remarkable, Dr. Zhang said, joining her at the window. 6 months ago, we thought we were alone in the universe. Now we're on the verge of accessing a network of ancient stargates, working alongside the very aliens who tried to conquer us. Because we showed them a different way, Sarah replied. We proved that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our weapons. It's our ability to rise above our fears, to choose understanding over destruction, even in our darkest moments. As she prepared to board the Phoenix for their historic journey, Sarah reflected on how far humanity had come. They had faced their first interstellar conflict not with overwhelming force, but with innovation, courage, and ultimately, wisdom. The stars were no longer just distant lights of possibility. They were gateways to a future where humanity would help shape the destiny of the galaxy. The Nexeri had come expecting to find primitives, and instead discovered partners. They had come seeking to conquer, and instead found collaboration. But most importantly, humanity had faced its first major test as a spacefaring civilization, and emerged not just victorious, but morally stronger. As the Phoenix's quantum harmonic engines powered up, preparing to access the Harmony Gates for the first time, Sarah gave the order that would usher in a new era of human history. Take us forward. Show us what's out there. And let's prove that humanity's greatest adventures are still to come. The ship slipped gracefully into the shimmering portal, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of two civilizations that had learned the greatest victory often comes not from defeating your enemies, but from transforming them into friends. The age of harmony had begun, and humanity was ready to face whatever new challenges awaited them among the stars.